the attack. Justin Slater bringing up court. Slater at the top of the key. Guarded by Brett Johnson. Gets it on the wing to Josh Garrity. Garrity gets it back to Slater in the corner. Slater again working against Johnson. Brings it out front. This is Rich Schmokel with it. Schmokel back to Slater. Justin Slater on the wing. Dishing off to Schmokel. Rich Schmokel looking inside, holding in the corner. Guarded by Mortensen. Move towards the baseline cutoff. Gets it to Chris Hoffman. Hoffman getting it out front. This is Jed Ryder. Free throw line jumper won't go. Rebound to Benji Jones. So Trenton's first attempt on offense will not go. Brett Johnson pushing it up court here for Mohall. Johnson working out front. Now dishing off to Andy Unlin. Unlin back to Johnson. They go in the corner to Gettinger. Back to Brett Johnson. Gettinger on the baseline. Moves in. Down low. Cut off. Back out to Brett Johnson on the wing. They try to go inside through the hands of Mortensen. Off him. And Rich Schmokel comes away with a loose ball. Turnover against the Yellow Jackets on their first possession. 7 minutes remaining. First quarter of play. No score. Trenton Tigers on their second possession. Rich Schmokel working on the far side. He's easy to tell with those colorful tennis shoes. That would be a red-orange type color. And Josh Garrity driving towards the lane. And we're going to have a whistle, a blocking foul coming up against Andy Unlin.
Aaron Trenton seems to be coming out in his own defense, maybe trying to negate some of that height advantage, and they're giving up the perimeter shot, and we'll see how things turn out for Mohall shooting on the perimeter.
Schmokel into the corner. Shot by Garrity. Three-pointer won't go. Rebound Mortensen, and then he lost it. But it was knocked out of bounds by Jed Ryder, who got a hand on it. Well, Trenton 2 possessions, and they have yet to put a point on the board. Mohall coming on their second possession. Brett Johnson, 6'1" junior, will push it up court for Mohall. Johnson guarded by Justin Slater. This is Andy Unlin with it. Unlin. Now they go in the corner. Gettinger. 16-footer. Grant Gettinger can't get it to go. Rebound Schmokel and Ryder were battling for it. And Schmokel finally takes control of it from teammate Jed Ryder. Here's Justin Slater at the free throw line. Pulls up. Brings it back out top of the key. Now bounces it inside. Hoffman. Hoffman out to Garrity. Garrity with another three-point launch. This one's a little short ball on the floor taken by Benji Jones. And the freshman pushing it up court. Jones on the far wing. Schmokel goes in, squares away. 10-footer good! Benji Jones from one end of the court to the other puts it in. 2-0. 6 minutes remaining first quarter of play. Mohall leading at 2-0. Rich Schmokel here on the wing. Schmokel with a basketball. In the corner, Slater. Justin Slater looking inside, watching traffic clear. Screened by Garrity. Now Slater. Slater tried to push his way inside. Garrity at the top of the key with a basketball. Schmokel. Rich Schmokel, a 6'1" senior working on the far side against Mike Mortensen. Screen from Jed Ryder. Now out front, Justin Slater. Slater to Garrity on the near wing. Garrity guarded by Andy Unlin. Garrity puts it to the floor, bounces it to Schmokel in the corner. Trenton trails 2-0. Screen here by Ryder. Long shot put up by Schmokel. Won't go. Rebound Brett Johnson. Johnson in a hurry. Pass ahead. Finds Mortensen. Mortensen drives away. Missed the shot. Mike Mortensen missing a layup. Jed Ryder with the rebound. Rich Schmokel up. Schmokel now looks to drive the lane. Try to dish off and stolen by Grant Gettinger. 3-on-1 here for Mohall. Gettinger to Johnson. Back to Gettinger. Back to Johnson. Johnson's layup up and in. Good fast break by the Yellow Jackets. They lead it 4-0. 5:09 remaining in this first quarter of play. This is Josh Garrity with it. Garrity dishing over to Ryder. Ryder with a baseline jumper. Good. Right on target. Jed Ryder, the 6'4" senior, averages 16 points a game. Gets Trenton on the board. 4-2 Yellow Jackets lead. 4:52 remaining first quarter of play. Brett Johnson to Andy Unlin. And then back to Johnson. Inside, Benji Jones knocked away. We're going to have a whistle foul. I think Chris Hoffman knocked that ball out of there, and Hoffman will end up with a foul on the play. 4:46 remaining first quarter of play. Mohall will inbound under their own basket, leading at 4-2. Grant Gettinger in the corner. Brett Johnson. Three-pointer by Johnson. He got it. Brett Johnson hands a three-pointer. For Brett, his 16th three-pointer of the year. Mohall leads at 7-2. Justin Slater out front. Slater goes to the wing. Josh Garrity with it. Garrity dribbling into the corner. Rich Schmokel. Schmokel back to Garrity. Garrity trying to spin away from Andy Unlin. Out front to Justin Slater now. Slater back to Schmokel on the far wing. Mortensen watching him. To get it inside. Turnaround jumper. Chris Hoffman, and he cans it. Hoffman with his first two. Mohall leading at 7-4 as we near the 4-minute mark. First quarter of play. Johnson out front. Andy Unlin back to Brett Johnson on the wing. In the corner, Grant Gettinger. Back to Johnson. Johnson now to Benji Jones at the top of the key. Back to Brett Johnson. Squares away. Another three-point attempt by Brett Johnson. Rolls around. Won't go. Schmokel with the rebound for Trenton. And he's going to dribble it up court. And Trenton coming down with a 5-on-1. Wide open. Going in is Ryder with the stuff and a foul on Benji Jones.
Very powerful dunk there.
Boy, that's kind of unexpected. Jed Ryder at 6'4", stuffed one. 7-6, and he could tie it up from the free throw line.
Well, that's got Trent excited a little bit. Now maybe they can build from here, get some momentum, and get a little bit of offensive run.
Anybody stuffs it, it always seems to get the crowd especially up and the teammates as well. Free throw good by Rider. He ties it up 7-7. So Trenton has been trailing since the inception of this game. Now they're tied 7-7 with 3:48 remaining. First quarter of play. Brett Johnson. Andy Unlin out front. Back to Johnson. Johnson on the wing in the corner. Grant Gittinger back to Brett Johnson. Now Benji Jones at the top of the key. To Brett Johnson. Johnson dribbling. Gets it down low. Gittinger fake. Goes inside. Let's see. He travels. And one of the things I think is missing right now, Mohall with their big men used to playing and feeding it down low, finding the other big man down low for easy shots, and we're not seeing any of that right now.
That's a good point, Aaron. We're not getting any of that inside perimeter post passing.
With it is Justin Schlater. Schlater to Josh Garrity on the wing. Garrity drives in the lane, now drives through, finds a lane, puts it up and in. Somehow he got through the traffic, and Garrity scores his first two, and Trenton has their first lead, 9-7. The Tigers leading it with 3:09 remaining first quarter of play. Andy Unlin with it. Unlin to Brett Johnson. Johnson now to Gittinger. Back to Brett Johnson. Johnson moves in, squares away. 7-footer, banks it through. 9-9 our score. Brett Johnson. Johnson with 7 points tonight. Benji Jones has the other two for Mohall. 9-9 our score. 2:51. Justin Schlater trying to drive through. Now dishes off. Garrity with a three-point attempt. He got it. Josh Garrity from three-point range. 5 points for Garrity. Trenton leading at 12-9. This is Brett Johnson bringing it up court. Johnson out front to Andy Unlin. Back to Brett Johnson on the wing. Johnson in the corner to Grant Gittinger. Back to Johnson. Johnson on the wing. Andy Unlin fires three-pointer from the rim. Won't go. Rebound. Mortensen tipped it. Got it to Gittinger. Gittinger scores. Grant Gittinger with his first two. 12-11. Trenton by one. The Tigers coming on the attack with 2:17 remaining in this first quarter of play. Rich Schmokel with it. Schmokel guarded by Mortensen. Now pulls up on the dribble. Finally gets it off to Garrity. Garrity working against Andy Unlin to Schmokel. Cross court. Justin Schlater now in the opposite wing. Schlater in the corner. Schmokel. Mortensen watching Schmokel. Schmokel moves in, then dishes off to Justin Schlater. Schlater out front to Josh Garrity. Garrity at the top of the key. Working against Andy Unlin. Moves to the free throw line. Dishes off to Schlater. Justin Schlater launches a 17-footer. Can't get it to go. Mortensen with the rebound. Ahead to Grant Gittinger. Gittinger up court. Gittinger pulls up on the wing. Gets it out to Brett Johnson. 1:38 remaining first quarter of play. Trenton Tigers lead at 12-11. Mohall with the basketball, trailing by one. Brett Johnson. Cross court to Andy Unlin. Andy back to Brett Johnson. Johnson tries to get it into Garrity. Garrity deflected right back to Johnson. Now Andy Unlin with it. Back to Brett Johnson. He has 7 points here for Mohall. In the corner, Gittinger. Back to Johnson. Move towards the middle. Cut off. Now cross court to Andy Unlin again. Unlin goes in the corner, and Rich Schmokel knocked it free and out of bounds. Mohall will inbound it.
Yellow Jackets really having problems getting Mike Mortensen involved in their offense there, and he's attracting quite a crowd. They can't get the ball into him.
And that's one thing Dustin Unlin a lot of times is set up to feed it off to Mortensen down low.
Yeah, I'm sure Mohall is missing his offensive presence out there, and they just limited some of the things that they can do.
And Andy Unlin really hasn't gotten in the game yet. He dishes inside nicely to Benji Jones, who gets wrapped up in there, but we're going to have a foul coming up on the Trenton Tigers. Because Benji Jones, a freshman, he is an excellent player, but probably not used to working with this starting unit.
Yeah, he's still a freshman, although, great potential and has played well, but, we have to remember that he still is a freshman and a lot of new experiences here.
Andy Unlin dishes off to Johnson. Three-pointer. Johnson on the wing. Can't get it to go. Ball out front, kept alive by the Yellow Jackets. Andy Unlin with it. Keeping that ball alive was DJ Newgard, a 6'1 sophomore who got into the game for Mohall. 12-11. Trenton still leads it. Another whistle stopping play. Have another foul coming up on the Tigers. And this one is on Rich Schmokel. Brett Johnson here on the near wing. In the corner to Newgard. Back to Johnson. Johnson moving inside. This is off to Andy Unlin. Benji Jones. Jones fall away in the lane. Got it. Mohall takes the lead. 13-12 on Benji Jones. And that is his 4th point. 13-12. Yellow Jackets lead it. 43 seconds remaining first quarter of play. On the wing, Jason Halverson. Halverson dishing off to Josh Garrity. Moves in the lane. Ball knocked loose. We're going to have a whistle. Somebody got Garrity on the arm, apparently. Be the 3rd team foul here on Mohall. Stephen Schilling coming off the bench for the Yellow Jackets. 5'11" junior coming in the game. Schmokel to put it in play for Trenton. 35 seconds remaining. Halverson, Justin Schlater out front. Schmokel in the corner. Picked up there by Mortensen. Schmokel now moving. Cut off, dish off to Schlater. Josh Garrity on the far wing. Far corner, they go to Halverson. Halverson back to Josh Garrity. 13-12, Yellow Jackets leading it. Garrity spins into the lane, got a shot that won't go. Battle for the rebound. Newgard and Garrity were going up for it. And apparently Josh Garrity will end up with a foul on the play. The 6'3" junior now has 2 fouls. He also has 5 points in the game. So the Yellow Jackets will get the last shot of the quarter, leading at 13-12. 15 seconds remaining in this first quarter of play. Brett Johnson with it. Over to Schilling. Back to Brett Johnson on the wing. Inside. This is Jones. Benji Jones with the 14-footer. Won't go. Mortensen with the rebound. Follows you. Rejected. And Garrity comes out of there with it. And that will be the half as Garrity launches a half-courter. He got it. A three-pointer. He just stepped across half court and canned a three-pointer at the buzzer. Well, what a way to end a quarter. Josh Garrity with 8 points. Trenton leads at 15-13. Second quarter action coming up in 1 minute. Josh Garrity's three-pointer at the buzzer from just beyond, just into the forecourt, putting Trenton on top, 15-13. And Mohall with the basketball. Brett Johnson on the wing. Johnson dishing to Newgard. Newgard goes baseline, trying to feed it into Mortensen. Ball batted away, and Jason Halverson comes out of there with it for the Trenton Tigers. Justin Schlater now out front. Schlater to Josh Garrity on the wing. Garrity getting it to inside. Ryder, follow-away jumper, good! Jed Ryder with 7 points. Trenton by 4, 17-13, as Brett Johnson pushes it up court here for the Yellow Jackets. Johnson gets it inside Jones. Benji Jones in the lane, got it. Benji Jones with a 10-footer. That's 6 points for Benji Jones. 17-15, Trenton by 2. Justin Schlater bringing it up court here for the Tigers. Schlater to Rich Schmokel. Schmokel now to Halverson. Halverson back out to Schlater. Justin Schlater directing traffic here for Trenton. They lead it by 2. Josh Garrity inside, wide open. Ryder rather. He missed the shot. Benji Jones with a rebound. That time Jed Ryder had a fairly easy shot, couldn't get it down. This is Stephen Schilling on the far wing, pulling up for the Yellow Jackets. Out front, Brett Johnson. Johnson in the corner. This is DJ Newgard. Out front, Benji Jones at the free throw line. Dishes off to Stephen Schilling on the far wing. Try to go down low for Mortensen. Knocked free by Ryder, and Schmokel comes out with it. 4 turnovers against the Yellow Jackets. Try to force a pass in there that wasn't there. Trenton leading at 17-15. Halverson with the basketball. Free throw line. Pulls up. Out to Schlater. Schlater to Schmokel. Rich Schmokel now squares away with a 16-footer. Rolls around. Won't go. Rebound. Benji Jones up there. Good and strong. He is a good-looking player for the future for the Yellow Jackets. Brett Johnson with it. Johnson on the wing. Benji Jones top of the key. Back to Brett Johnson. Johnson drives baseline. Try to dish it into Mortensen again. And the ball is loose and coming away with it. Richard Schmokel. Schmokel pushing it up court. Jones and Johnson back on defense. Now Schmokel is going to pull up on the wing. Now he spins away from Stephen Schilling. Try to stuff it inside. Schilling tried to block it. I think he's going to end up with a foul on the play. Last 2 times down the court, the Yellow Jackets trying to force it into Mortensen. Nothing there. And you can just see they are missing the presence of Dustin Unland. With 2 of those big guys down there, they are able to make that low post pass a lot easier and get easy baskets. They're not coming tonight. 17-15. Trenton by 2 with 5:59 remaining. This first half of play. Grant Gittinger is back in the game for the Yellow Jackets. Trent Johnson, a 6'3" junior, has come in for Mohall. Benji Jones goes out. The freshman goes out with 6 points and 4 rebounds here in the first half. Rich Schmokel with it. Schmokel going in the corner. So we have Chad Hutchins in there now. Schlater with it. Halverson getting it inside. Chris Hoffman trying to get some room. Finally got around Mortensen. Shot won't go. Mortensen with a rebound. Mike Mortensen, by the way, has not scored yet in this first half for Mohall. Brett Johnson top of the key. Dishing off to Andy Unland. Unland off a screen. Looking inside in the corner. Grant Gittinger back to Andy Unland. Three-pointer Andy Unland. Back of the rim won't go. Rebound Schmokel. Schmokel and Halverson were battling for it. Finally Schmokel took it away from his teammate. Justin Schlater with it. Schlater at the top of the key. Trenton leading 17-15 with 5:16 remaining in the first half of play. Schmokel, top of the key, moving in the lane, spins, puts up a 12-footer, rolls around, won't go. Rebound taken out of there by Andy Unland. Unland pushing it up court for the Yellow Jackets, and we near the 5-minute mark. Unland driving the lane, goes through, fouled by Schmokel. Andy Unlin.
Before we've been content trying to pass it around and maybe looking for something that wasn't there, and you know that's probably Dustin Unlin.
Andy Unlin missed the free throw, his first attempt. He's 67% free throw shooter, has not scored yet tonight. In and out. Mortensen went up for the rebound, but he got a call for a foul. See, that's either going to be Mortensen or Trent Johnson. Pushing, and apparently Trent Johnson ends up with it. 5:01 remaining in this first half of play. Trenton leading at 17-15, and it seems like we've been...
Both teams been a little bit cold here the last couple minutes.
17-15 for quite a few minutes here. Now on the far wing, they bounce it inside. Turnaround shot, Hoffman. Chris Hoffman shot won't go. Rebound, Mortensen tipped it around, finally gets control of it. Still 17-15. The Yellow Jackets come on the attack. Brett Johnson with it. Johnson over to Grant Gittinger, back to Brett Johnson. Again, the Yellow Jackets ranked number 2 in North Dakota basketball Class B. Inside, nice feed. Trent Johnson driving the lane, took it from Gittinger and scores. Tied up 17-17. And Aaron's pass on the inbounds pass, but Slater keeps it alive. Now Schmokel with it. Back to Slater. Justin Slater across the timeline. Works away from Mortensen. Gets away from Johnson to Schmokel. Now in the corner. Three-pointer. Launched on that one. Chad Hutchins. Hutchins with a three-pointer. Oh, the 5'10 sophomore puts Trenton back in the lead, 20-17 with 4 minutes remaining first half of play. Grant Gittinger in the wing to Brett Johnson. Gittinger with a 16-footer up and rolls around, can't get it down. Rebound, follow away shot by Andy Unlin, blocks, and then Trent Johnson ends up with it, puts it in. So Trent Johnson has 4 points. And he's really making a difference right now, the last couple of possessions for Mohall. 20-19, Trenton ahead. This is Halverson with it. Halverson working on the wing, pulls up, brings it out front to Justin Slater. Slater going over to Chad Hutchins. Hutchins to Slater. Schmokel, Rich Schmokel on the near wing. Schmokel with the basketball. In the corner, Hutchins. Hutchins fakes, brings it back out to Schmokel. Now they get it over to Halverson. Jason Halverson to Chris Hoffman. Hoffman with a 7-footer, won't go. Rebound, Mike Mortensen. Mortensen, who has no points tonight, but now has 6 rebounds. 20-19, Mohall trailing by 1. This is Andy Unlin inside. Ball stripped away from Trent Johnson. Slater comes out of there with it. 3-on-1. This is Hutchins. Hutchins going down low. Puts the shot up and in. Chad Hutchins with his 5th point. Trenton leads it 22-19. 2:57 remaining in this first half of play. This is Brett Johnson with it in the corner. Grant Gittinger. Gittinger back to Johnson. Johnson now moves in the lane. Finds the lane there. Gets it down low to Gittinger. But we've got a player on the floor. Brent Johnson, will end up with a player control foul.
I think we ought to push there after the pass, Aaron.
22-19. 2:46 remaining in this first half of play. Brett Johnson with his first foul. 16 fouls now on the Yellow Jackets. 5 this half. Well, that's now 7 on the Yellow Jackets and 5 on Trenton. Trenton leading at 22-19. Justin Slater in the backcourt. Slater getting it back to Josh Garrity. Garrity across the timeline to Jason Halverson. Halverson out front, Justin Slater. Slater moving towards the lane, cut off, gets it to Halverson. Halverson on the wing, looking inside, dribbles, going to bring it back out. Garrity to Halverson. Halverson in the corner. Chad Hutchins, three-pointer. Hutchins got it! Chad Hutchins, the 5'10 sophomore, has hit 2 3-pointers here in the second quarter. He has 8 points, and Trenton leads 25-19. Brett Johnson with it. Johnson on the wing. Grant Gittinger back to Johnson. Johnson getting it out front to Andy Unlin. There's a foul on Jason Halverson. Halverson tried to pick the pass off, made contact with Andy Unlin on the play. 2:06 remaining. First half of play. 25-19. Has to be tough for Dustin Unlin to be sitting in uniform on the bench watching the action. Inside, taken away by Trenton. Jed Ryder stole it. He's going the length of the court, missed the shot, but we're going to have a foul on Trent Johnson. Jed Ryder picked off the pass, tried to go down. Coach Dave Shook wants a timeout. 1:58 remaining first half of play. Trenton 25, Mohall 19. More action from the MSU Dome in 1 minute.
Your home is probably this. Contact Alan Essler at Farmers Union Insurance in Kenmare at 385-4048. Your home investment needs full protection. Call your Farmers Union Mutual Insurance agent, Alan Essler in Kenmare, at 385-4048.
St. Leo's Catholic Church of Minot encourages and supports the Christian schools in 3 to 5 and kindergarten through 6th grade. St. Leo's Christian School emphasizes academic and moral values teaching.
Or Jed Ryder at the free throw line. The 6'4" senior has 7 points tonight, 1 for 1 from the free throw line. Trying to complete the shooting a pair here. 25-19. Rider's free throw won't go. Still a 6-point lead for Trenton with 1:58 remaining first half of play. Rider's ready for his second one. On the way and rolls around, got it down. 26-19, Trenton leading it. Inbounded here to Andy Unlin. Unlin in the backcourt. Working it across the timeline. Schlater picking him up, pulls up on the dribble to Brett Johnson. Johnson on the far wing. Johnson dribbling, looking to go on the corner. Now Andy Unlin out front. Unlin try to get it inside to Benji Jones. Josh Garrity tried to save it inbounds as he knocked the ball loose, couldn't save it. Mohall will inbound it under their basket. You can see this team definitely does miss the presence of Dustin Unlin. They just don't seem to be the same. At this point anyway. Brett Johnson firing, three-pointer, good! Brett Johnson with 12 points, his second three-pointer, 26-22. The Trenton lead is 4. 1:30 remaining, and a pass ahead going to be picked off by Benji Jones. Pass intended for Halverson. Jones goes baseline, moves in, bank shot, good. Benji Jones with 8 points. 26-24. Trenton by 2. Garrity getting it ahead to Ryder. He has a lane, moves in, puts it up, won't go. Rebound, Gettinger out to Brett Johnson. Mohall down by 2 there on the attack. Johnson moves in, dished in the lane and stolen. Taken away by Halverson. Halverson has a layup. It's up and in. Boy, Brett Johnson had a clear shot at a layup there. Why he dished that ball back, I have no idea. 28-24. Johnson apparently thinking maybe somebody's going to block him or something, but he could have taken the layup there. And by passing it out, ended up with a turnover. Inside, Trent Johnson moving to the basket, scores. Boy, Trent Johnson's come off the bench and picked it up for Mohall. He has 6 points. 28-26. Josh Garrity across the timeline, trying to get away from Benji Jones, and there's some contact there between Garrity and Jones, and I think Benji Jones will end up with a foul. That would be his second. Well, Coach Shook is getting good production from his bench. Trent Johnson with 6 points. Benji Jones with 8 points.
Yeah, and Mohall seems to be going a little bit more full court press here, trying to put a little bit of pressure on our ball, maybe trying to create more scoring opportunities, pick up the pace of the game a little bit, and they're putting a little bit of a run together here.
Benji Jones picked up his second personal. Mike Mortensen is checked in. And DJ Newgard is checked in for Mohall. Josh Garrity at the free throw line. Shot good. And for Garrity, that is 9 points tonight for Josh Garrity. His first free throw. Trenton now has hit 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Garrity gets them both. So Trenton leads at 30-26 with 30 seconds remaining in this first half of play. Brett Johnson with it. Johnson over to Stephen Schilling. Schilling goes into the corner to Andy Unlin. Back to Schilling. Brett Johnson with it. Johnson bouncing it in the corner. Unlin back to Brett Johnson. Screen. Johnson moves into the lane. Dishes off to Schilling. 14 seconds. Brett Johnson top the key. Schilling in the corner. Andy Unlin. Three-pointer for the corner. Won't go. High bounce off the rim to Jason Halverson. 5 seconds. Halverson up court. Getting it ahead. Hutchins. Three-pointer at the buzzer. He got it. Well, we end the second quarter just the way we ended the first quarter with a three-pointer. They did count that, didn't they?
Yeah, and that was quite a distance also. That wasn't no gimme three-pointer.
That looked like about a 30-footer. Trenton leading it here 30-26. We'll be back to take a look at first half-time stats in 2 minutes. Up by 4. And we'll see if Mohall can exploit that height advantage that they do have here in the second quarter. Again, Dustin Unlin is in uniform tonight. He was warming up earlier, but he went to the bench and sat down before warm-ups were completed for the Yellow Jackets, and he has not seen any action, and apparently not probable at all to be playing tonight. Schlater with the basketball. Trenton with a 4-point lead. Ryder falling to the basket, puts it up and in. Jed Ryder with 10 points. Trenton lead is 6, 32-26. Brett Johnson bringing up court here for Mohall. To Andy Unlin. Unlin moving inside. Got cut off there by Hoffman. Now the ball stolen. This is Josh Garrity stealing it. He has a 3-on-1, and he's going to go all the way up and in. Johnson had his pass picked off by Josh Garrity, and Garrity has 12 points, and Trenton comes out with a quick couple of baskets, leads at 34-26. This is Brett Johnson with it, or Andy Unlin rather, out to Brett Johnson, top of the key. Now back to Andy Unlin, baseline, he's open, goes in, left-handed shot, won't go. Rebound, Benji Jones, won't go. Jones again, rebound up and in. Good second effort by the freshman. Benji Jones now with 10 points. 34-28, Josh Garrity ahead for the Trenton Tigers, getting through traffic, dishing off to Rider. Ryder goes to the basket, puts it up and in. Benji Jones knew he didn't have position, so he let him go through, and Ryder scores. For Jed Ryder, that is 12 points. Timeout on the court. 6:55 remaining, third quarter of play. 36-28. Trenton by 8. More action in 1 minute.
Stone is Firestone, where the rubber's the road.
Firestone in Minot has big savings on tires starting at $79 for a set of 4 P155 ADR 13. Limit 4 per customer, retail only. Get an oil and filter change and lube for $9.95 with free inspection. Firestone at 301 East Central in Minot.
Mohall with the basketball. Brett Johnson, top of the key, launches a three-pointer. Good. Brett Johnson with his third three-pointer gives him 13 points this evening. 36-31, Trenton leading. And here we're going to foul coming up as Josh Garrity pushed it up court against Andy Unlin. Unlin was backpedaling, and Garrity just kept pushing it ahead. Andy ended up on the floor and ends up with a foul, his second personal. 36-31, Trenton by 5. Justin Slater with the basketball. Slater working on the far wing. Dribbling. Hitting it now to Hoffman. Hoffman to Rich Schmokel. Schmokel brings it back out front to Justin Slater. Slater working against Brett Johnson. Slater working now on the near wing. Pulls up on the dribble. Johnson watching him closely. Dishes off to Josh Garrity. Garrity looks to go inside. Put a shot up, kind of blocked there. Garrity ended up with it again. His shot won't go. On the floor, Benji Jones comes out of there with it, but we're going to have a foul coming up. And let's see, I think that's going to go on Mike Mortensen. And there again, even with their height advantage, the Yellow Jackets doing a poor job on the defensive board. Giving Trenton 2 or 3 opportunities there.
Yes, they have the height advantage, but they're not working hard enough to get position.
Justin Slater with it to Rich Schmokel. Trenton by 5. They get it inside. Jed Ryder moves in the lane, stripped of it. Andy Unlin steals it. And he lost it, but Benji Jones comes out of there with it for the Yellow Jackets. Benji pushing it ahead. Brett Johnson down low, goes to the basket, missed the shot. Mortensen went up, tied up with Schmokel, and let's see. Did they give Mortensen over back? I think they may have. Yep. Mike Mortensen picked up 2 quick fouls here. 5:42 remaining, third quarter of play. Trenton inbounding it, leading by 5. Justin Slater getting it ahead to Chris Hoffman. Hoffman in the backcourt, cross the timeline, pulls up, gives it to Slater. Trenton with the ball, leading by 5. Schmokel on the wing. Schmokel goes around Mortensen, goes down low on the baseline, puts it up and in. Rich Schmokel with his first 2 tonight. Trenton leads at 38-31. Dustin Unlin is coming off the bench for the Yellow Jackets. He's going to make an appearance here tonight. Grant Gittinger in the corner. Gittinger out front. Johnson, three-pointer. Good! Brett Johnson with another three-pointer. He has 4 tonight. He has 16 points. 38-34. Dustin Unlin is sitting next to the scoring table, ready to come in for the Yellow Jackets. They trail 38-34. Bounce pass over here to Josh Garrity. Garrity almost lost it in the corner. Now he has it, dribbling it. Gives it off to Chris Hoffman. Hoffman spinning away, brings it out to Slater. Slater top of the key, far wing, Rich Schmokel. Schmokel guarded by Mortensen. In the corner, ball almost stolen by Unlin. He knocked it away and out of bounds. And Dustin Unlin coming into the game for the Yellow Jackets. Dustin may be suffering a little bit from a virus, but I think Coach Dave Shook wants to get this offense on track. Hoping maybe Dustin can, and especially just his presence, maybe get this team some momentum going right now.
I think you're right, Aaron. Just his presence alone might be an emotional lift to get things rolling.
Josh Garrity with it. Garrity working against Andy Unlin, brings it out to Justin Slater. Slater at the top of the key, guarded by Brett Johnson. On the wing now. Down low, Garrity, follow-away jumper, rejected in there by Andy Unlin, but he'll end up with a foul on the play. Well, Dustin Unlin was not expected to play tonight, but apparently the young man has some excellent recuperative abilities, and he is in there right now. 38-34. Yellow Jackets trailing by 4. KHRT Minot, 13:20 a.m., bringing you Region 8 basketball action. Trenton leading Mohall 38-34 with 4:29 remaining, third quarter of play. Josh Garrity to shoot a pair, and he missed the first one. Garrity has 12 points. He's 2 for 3 now from the free throw line. Josh Garrity, a 6'3" senior. Second one on the way, good. Trenton by 5, 39-34. Bringing up court, Brett Johnson. Johnson goes over to the far wing to Grant Gettinger. Gettinger back to Johnson, top of the key. Now Stephen Schilling. Schilling looking inside. Schilling into Benji Jones. Jones lobs it down low. There's Gettinger. He puts it up and in. I think that's the first time tonight we've seen the Yellow Jackets effectively execute that play, getting one of their bigger guys open down low. 39-36. Ball stolen. Schilling has it. Schilling drives the lane. Missed a shot hard off the back of the bank board and coming away with Rich Schmokel. Schmokel ahead. On to Josh Garrity. Garrity fakes, puts a shot up and getting a hand on it with Stephen Schilling, and he also got a hand on Josh Garrity. 39-36. Mohall trying to pick up the pace a little bit. They're trailing by 3. Garrity at the free throw line.
Mohall showing a little bit more full court press, a little bit tighter defense, hopefully trying to maybe improve the pace into their favor.
Garrity shooting a pair. He has 13 points tonight. Free throw good. 40-36. 14 points for Josh Garrity. With 3:54 remaining in this third quarter of play. Trenton leading it by 4. Garrity's next one on the way. Trenton leads it by 5, 41-36. Brett Johnson to push it up court here for Mohall. 41-36. Trenton by 5. This is Grant Gettinger on the wing. Gettinger to Johnson. Johnson trying to drive the lane, got cut off. Now Benji Jones in the corner. Johnson top of the key, launches a three-pointer, won't go. Unland, Dustin Unland with a rebound, spins, puts it up, one-hander good. Dustin Unland with his first 2, and it's 49-38. Trenton by 3. This is Chad Hutchins with it, and let's see, we're going to have a foul on Grant Gettinger. Chad Hutchins was looking to work it across the timeline, kind of lost control of the dribble. But Gettinger ends up with a foul. Mohall going to the bench now. Grant Gettinger coming out. And into the game is DJ Newgard. 41-38. Trenton by 3. Justin Schlater. Schlater working against Brett Johnson at the top of the key. On the wing, Chad Hutchins. Hutchins down low for Josh Garrity. Moves into the far corner. Now goes back on the baseline. Underneath. His dish shot won't go, but a foul. Stephen Schilling, I believe, will end up with a foul in that play. And Garrity's back at the free throw line. Garrity 3 for 4 from the free throw line this quarter. He is 5 for 6 in the game. He has 15 points. Came into the game shooting about 68% from the free throw line. Gettinger's going to come back in for the Yellow Jackets. First one, no good. Garrity missed the first attempt. 41-38, Mohall by 3 with 3:12 remaining. Third quarter of play. Well, Stephen Schilling apparently has 4 personals. Kind of surprised by that. Didn't think he'd been around that long. And the second one good by Garrity, so he hits 1 of 2 on that attempt, and it's now a 4-point lead for the Trenton Tigers as we near the 3-minute mark. Third quarter of play. Brett Johnson at the top of the key. Benji Jones. Jones lobs it down low. Inside to Unland. He missed a tip by Unland. See, I think we're going to have goaltending. Basket is good by Dustin Unland. Goaltending against Trenton makes it 42-40. Mohall trails by 2. Schmokel inbounding it to Josh Garrity. Garrity in the backcourt. Benji Jones putting on some pressure to Rider. Rider into Rich Schmokel. Schmokel across the timeline. Goes on the wing. Justin Schlater. Schlater going to pull up. Bring it out front for Trenton. Schlater lost it, but recovered there and kept alive by Chad Hutchins. Ball just kind of slipped away from Schlater. Now Schlater spinning around. Gives it to Schmokel. Schmokel dishes off to Hutchins. Schlater top of the key. On the near wing, Josh Garrity. Garrity to Schmokel at the top of the key. Schmokel launches a three-pointer. Won't go. Dustin Unland with a rebound. 42-40. 2:25 remaining third quarter of play.
Dustin Unland's doing an excellent job denying on Rider. He can get open, and he's doing a good job boxing him out, also keeping him off the board.
That time he kept the ball alive, and Aaron passed, but Dustin tapped out of there, and then they do throw it away. Here comes Trenton. Inside, Hutchins goes up. Shot won't go. Benji Jones tipped it out of there. Newgard with the rebound. Brett Johnson pushes it up court. Johnson down low for Unland. Picked off by Justin Schlater. 42-40. Trenton on the attack. Schlater drives the lane. Good move. Scores. Justin Schlater, the 5'9" sophomore, with his first 2 points. Trenton leading it 44-40. On the wing, Newgard. Newgard to Benji Jones at the top of the key. To Trent Johnson. Johnson launches a three-pointer. Hits the front of the rim. Won't go. Dustin Unland up high. Kept it alive. Couldn't get a handle on it. Coming away with it. Getting it out of there was Chad Hutchins. Hutchins to Garrity. Garrity ahead of Schlater. Schlater trying to go down low. Picked off by Grant Gettinger. Gettinger Gives it back to Jones to Gettinger, and now Brett Johnson takes control of it. 1:30 remaining third quarter of play. Trenton 44, Mohall 40. Behind the back dribble, on the wing. Newgard finds a lane, goes down low, got Schmokel in the air, and Schmokel came back down on top of DJ Newgard. Now that is the first foul in the third quarter against the Trenton Tigers. Mike Mortensen is coming in. Trent Johnson coming in for Mohall. Chris Hoffman coming in for Trenton.
Coach Shook taking Dustin out there. Maybe that was about all the minutes he could go, and he probably got a little bit tired considering his illness.
At the free throw line, DJ Newgard. Newgard, a 6'1" sophomore. Missed the first free throw. Newgard hit 11 of 14 during the regular season from the free throw line for the Yellow Jackets. Missed that one. 44-40, Trenton by 4. Newgard's second one good. It's a three-point game. 1:24 remaining third quarter of play. Schlater in the backcourt. Schlater getting away from Gettinger and Johnson. Knocked away from behind by Gettinger. Newgard picked it off, fell to the floor. Gettinger with it. Finds Mortensen, but he travels. Boy, Mortensen was breaking free, but he had a little trouble getting a handle on the basketball. Took a step and traveled, turning it back over to the Trenton Tigers. 44-41. Tigers by 3. They're on the attack. This is Schlater across the timeline. Schlater bouncing it to Rider. Rider dishes inside, going to the basket. Garrity, shot won't go. Over the back! That was Chris Hoffman who kept the ball alive for Trenton, but he had to go over the back of the Yellow Jackets. Two Yellow Jackets at good rebound position. Benji Jones going to check back in for Mohall.
Coach Shook doing a lot of substituting this quarter, maybe trying to find the right combination with his players on the court to get some things going.
1:05 remaining third quarter of play. Brett Johnson brings it up court for the Yellow Jackets. They trail 44-41. Johnson on the wing, Newgard. Back to Johnson, top of the key. Benji Jones here in the near wing. Back to Brett Johnson. Johnson now drives the lane. Puts up a 12-footer. Won't go. Rebound, Mortensen. Follow through. Missed it. Mortensen again, and he fouls. Jed Rider fouled him. Well, Mike Mortensen does not have a point yet tonight, but he's not lacking for effort inside. Rebound-wise, how many does he have? About 8 there, Mike?
Yeah, I think he has 9, Aaron.
And Mortensen's at the free throw line. He's a 77% free throw shooter during the regular season. Has not had a free throw tonight. Shooting a pair here, hoping to pull the Yellow Jackets within 1. Short, front end of the rim, won't go. Yellow Jackets now are 1 for 5 from the free throw line. That is not helping their cause. Second one by Mortensen. Also hits the front of the rim and won't go. And the rebound by Jed Rider, and here comes Trenton. They lead by 3. Justin Schlater. Schlater on the wing to Josh Garrity. Garrity moving towards the corner. Dishes back to Rider. Rider puts up a 7-footer, rolls around, won't go. Good rebound by Hoffman. His follow through up, won't go. Rebound by Rider. He puts it up and drew a foul. Boy, that time the Trenton Tigers were in the right position to go to the offensive board. Rider's at the free throw line, and that is a foul on Mike Mortensen. And that will be number 3 on Mike Mortensen. Rider at the free throw line to shoot a pair. Jed Rider this evening, 12 points. First one on the way, and it comes out of there. Rider now has hit 2 of 4 from the free throw line.
Aaron, the Tigers are in the bonus already, so, you know, they want to keep their lead. A good opportunity to win the game. They got to start making their free throws.
This was good. 4-point lead for the Tigers. 45-41, 25 seconds remaining third quarter of play. Brett Johnson brings it up court for Mohall. Johnson to Newgard on the wing. Newgard looking inside, back to Johnson, over to Benji Jones. Jones to Johnson. Johnson to Newgard. Newgard inside, Jones in the lane. Shot up, a little short. I think he was intimidating it in there. Trenton comes away with it. 7 seconds. I think Jones expected his shot to be blocked. The shot by Rider won't go. Mortensen with a rebound. Mortensen will launch from half court. That one definitely didn't go in. 3 quarters of play. Trenton leads at 45-41. Fourth quarter action coming up in 1 minute. Trenton 5 of 16, 31%. Trenton leads it by 4 as we start the fourth quarter. Dustin Unlin is back in the game. Benji Jones loses the basketball. Garrity comes away with it. Garrity spins into the lane, puts a shot up, missed it. Whistle. Benji Jones going to end up with a blocking foul. Well, Benji was doing all he could to get out of the way on that play and ends up with a blocking foul. So back to the free throw line goes Josh Garrity. Garrity tonight 16 points. And let's see, he has 6 of 8 from the free throw line. 45-41, Trenton by 4. Dustin Unland back in the game for the Yellow Jackets. Garrity gets the first one. It's a 5-point Trenton Tiger lead. The number 2 ranked Mohall Yellow Jackets hampered tonight by Dustin Unland's illness. Second one good. Garrity got them both. It's a 6-point lead for the Trenton Tigers. The Yellow Jackets need to get something going here offensively. Johnson at the top of the key on the wing. Andy Unland inside. Dustin Unland threw his hands, but he keeps it alive at the baseline. His shot won't go, and he draws a foul. And as I watch Dustin play, he still has to be a little hampered by his illness. There's been some passes inside where Biker, I think he should have been able to get a handle on him, but he couldn't quite get a handle on him.
Yeah, I think you're right, Aaron. I think his strength is a little bit depleted, and we can see it here.
47-41, Dustin Unland at the free throw line. Dustin tonight 4 points in the third quarter. Missed the free throw. 6'8" senior was not expected to play tonight, but they really feel the need to have Dustin Unland in the lineup. Missed both free throws. Now Dustin shoots 70% from the free throw line, and that illness and the weakness has to be showing right now. Garrity, baseline, gets around his man. Shot up and under from underneath. Good. Trenton by 8, 49-41. Grant Gettinger to Brett Johnson. Mohall trailing by 8. They need to get something going here quickly. It's still Andy Unland and Mike Norton have not scored. Gettinger puts up a 5-foot baseline shot. It's short. Got his own rebound. Moves into the lane. Dishes it to Mortensen. He scores! Basket's good and draws a foul. First points tonight for Mike Mortensen. 49-43. A 6-point lead for the Trenton Tigers. Mortensen has missed a couple of free throws. The 6'5" senior averages 14 points a game. He has 2 tonight. Trying to complete the 3-point play here will pull Mohall within 5. 7:10 remaining fourth quarter of play. Mortensen gets it. Trenton inbounding it, leading at 49-44. Garrity in the backcourt. Andy Unland watching him. Garrity spinning around. Dishes off to Rich Schmokel. Schmokel gets it ahead. Across the timeline. And with it is Chris Hoffman. Or rather, Halverson. Halverson comes on the wing to Chad Hutchins. Hutchins to Schmokel, top of the key. Now they go back to Halverson. Jason Halverson stepping inside. Gets bottled up. He travels. Good defense by Brett Johnson and Grant Gettinger, giving Jason Halverson no place to go, and he turned it over. 49-44. Trenton by 5. Yellow Jackets on the attack. 6:50 remaining fourth quarter of play. Grant Gettinger on the wing. Brett Johnson top of the key. Andy Unland. Unland inside to Dustin Unland. Down low. Shot up. Bank shot won't go. Dustin gets the rebound. Follow through. Bank shot won't go. Tipped around. Mortensen and Dustin Unland going for it. Coming away with it. Rich Schmokel. Schmokel almost lost it. Dishes off to Josh Garrity. Garrity going inside. Dishes down low. Halverson. 5-foot baseline shot. Good. Actually, in that last possession, I think Unland and Mortensen were battling for the rebound, and that's why Mohall came away empty. This is Brett Johnson with it. Johnson to Andy Unland on the wing. Andy out front, Brett Johnson. Grant Gettinger on the wing. Gettinger lobs it down low to Mortensen. Back to Gettinger. Back to Mortensen. Mortensen goes baseline. Brings it back out to Gettinger. Gettinger, 3-pointer for the wing. Won't go. Rebound, Andy Unland. Unland, ball away. Rejected by Schmokel. Coming out of there with it, Jason Halverson. Halverson throws it to Schmokel and throws it away. Timeout by Trenton. 6:05 remaining fourth quarter of play. Trenton 51. Mohall 44. Our observation that the whole team is putting up shots that seem to end up just a little short, like they don't have enough strength behind the shot. Brett Johnson brings it up court. Goes on the wing to Andy Unland. Brett Johnson top of the key. Benji Jones. Jones to Gettinger. Gettinger fakes. Moves inside. Goes to Brett Johnson. Johnson moves towards the lane. Cut off. Dishes off in the corner. Baseline Andy Unland to Benji Jones. Jones spinning. Gets in the lane. Puts up a shot. It's short. Ball tipped out of there. Brett Johnson keeps it alive. And contact there and a foul coming up on Jason Halverson. 5'11" senior got in the way that time of Brett Johnson. 5:41 remaining fourth quarter of play. Yellow Jackets trailing by 7. Dustin Unland is on the bench now. Inbounding it. They get it in the corner now. Gettinger to Andy Unland. Unland has not scored yet. Brett Johnson launches a 3-pointer. Good. Boy, Brett Johnson has 5 3-pointers, 19 points. Pass ahead to Hutchins. Hutchins going to pull up now. Brings it back out to Jason Halverson. Trenton leading 51-47. Halverson dribbling out front. Brett Johnson trying to knock it free. Dishes off to Garrity. Garrity moving in. Cut off by Benji Jones. Andy Unland gets back on him now. Unland to try to intercept the pass. Now Garrity top of the key. On the wing, Chad Hutchins. Hutchins Going to Halverson in the near corner. Halverson looking to bring it back out. Knocked away by Gettinger, but Halverson got it back. Getting it out front. Now Schmokel tops the key to Josh Garrity. 4:56 remaining fourth quarter play. Knocked loose by Unland, but he's reached around. Picked up foul number 4.
You can sense a little bit of frustration, Aaron, with the Mohall players. Maybe getting a little bit anxious here. And it's not a situation they're accustomed to, being down 4 points right here.
They're only down by 4 with 4:54 remaining in this fourth quarter. Andy Unland goes out, 4 fouls. He has hit 33 three-pointers this year. He has no points tonight, 3 rebounds, missed a couple of free throws. You look at the Yellow Jackets free throw shooting, they're hitting 2 for 9 tonight. Team that hit 68% on the regular season from the free throw line. And Josh Garrity is back in the line. He just hit the first one. But Garrity tonight, boy, he has 21 points. Most of those coming from the free throw line. This one rolls around, got it down. 22 points for Josh Garrity. Trenton leading it 53-47. 4:50 remaining fourth quarter of play. Brett Johnson with it. Newgard. Johnson again. Back to DJ Newgard. Newgard looking inside. Brett Johnson. Johnson to Grant Gettinger. Back to Johnson. Johnson with 5 three-pointers. Launches another one! 6 three-pointers for Brett Johnson. 22 points. Boy, he is keeping Mohall alive.
He might be the answer, Aaron, for their
Gettinger steals the pass. Gettinger in the lane. Mortensen. Mortensen left-handed shot. Rolls around. Can't get it down. Gettinger with a rebound. Follows through. Good. It's a one-point game. Trenton now leading at 53-52. The Yellow Jackets coming to life. Slater in the corner. Justin Slater pushes it across the timeline. Goes down low for Chad Hutchins. Hutchins will bring it out to the wing. Out front, Justin Slater. Slater working against Johnson. Spins away from him. Moves to the near wing. Dribbling. Controlling it. Still. Now he pulls up. Out front. Top the key. This is Josh Garrity. Garrity spinning into the lane against Newgard. Newgard ends with a blocking foul on the play. I don't know what you're supposed to do as a defensive man. You're trying to cut the guy off. He keeps coming at you, and you end up with a foul. And Dustin Unland coming back in for the Yellow Jackets. Well, Josh Garrity is back at the free throw line, and he has 22 points tonight. 2, 4, 6, 10 free throws and 12 attempts. He's now hit 11 of 13 from the free throw line. He has 23 points. Josh Garrity, a 6'3 senior, 68% free throw shooter. Puts Trenton ahead now, 55-52 as he gets both free throws. 3:56 remaining fourth quarter of play. Mohall down by 3 now. This is Brett Johnson at the top of the key. He has 6 three-pointers tonight. Grant Gettinger. Johnson on the far wing. Newgard trying to get it inside. Stolen by Rider. They try to force it into Mortensen. Rider picks it off. Boy, Coach Shook didn't want to see that. 55-52. Trenton with the basketball. Chad Hutchins. And we're going to have timeout by the Tigers. 3:34 remaining fourth quarter of play. Trenton has the basketball. They lead at 55-52. More action in 1 minute. Chad Hutchins trying to get it in for the Trenton Tigers. Trenton leading at 55-52. Again, Hutchins looking to inbound it. Gettinger watching him closely. Gettinger got a hand on it. Ball is loose. Garrity keeps it alive. Out front to Slater. Slater in the far wing to Chad Hutchins. Hutchins dribbling. Still dribbling. Trying to get away from Gettinger. Now he hands off to Josh Garrity. Garrity fakes, gets into the corner. Cut off by Benji Jones. Garrity gives it to Schmokel. Richard Schmokel with it. Rich working against Mike Mortensen. Now he's going to bring it out front. Schmokel dribbling at the top of the key. Dishes off to Chad Hutchins. Hutchins to Garrity. Back to Hutchins. And bring it back out front.
Trent's content here to probably burn a little bit of time off.
Hutchins giving it to Josh Garrity. Garrity inside Schmokel. Schmokel in the lane. Fake. Brings it out. Schmokel. Boy, almost 3 seconds there. Garrity drives. Puts a shot up. In! Josh Garrity put it up over Dustin Unland. Boy, Josh Garrity, I believe he has 26 points tonight. The lead for Trenton is 5. Grant Gettinger on the wing. Brett Johnson, 3-point, fakes it, moves in the lane. 12-footer, won't go. Rebound, Gettinger. Gettinger's follow-through, bank shot, good. Grant Gettinger with 8 points. Mohall trails by 3, 57-54. Slater ahead to Rich Schmokel. Schmokel's going to push it ahead. Gets it to Rider. Unland knocked it free, but Dustin Unland commits the foul. 57-54. Trenton by 3. This time Jed Rider moves to the free throw line. Jed has 13 points. He's 3 for 5 from the free throw line. Rider, a 6'4" senior, shooting the bonus. Trenton by 3. Jed Rider's free throw, a little short. Ball batted around. Mortensen had a hand on it. Kept alive by Stephen Schilling. Schilling pulls up in the backcourt to Brett Johnson. Johnson across the timeline, top of the key. Johnson over to Schilling. Schilling back to Johnson. Johnson looking inside for Dustin Unlin. Schilling looking at Unlin and Mortensen. Johnson back to Schilling. Schilling on the far wing. Dribbling out to Johnson. Mohall trailing by 3. Schilling comes cross court now to Andy Unlin. Inside Dustin. Dustin down low. Back shot good. It's a 1-point game. Trenton inbounding it, leading at 57-56. Pushing it ahead is Josh Garrity. Across the timeline. Drives the lane. He's going to get a player control foul. No!
Might have changed their mind there a little bit, the official. I'm not sure.
The Yellow Jackets end up with a foul on the play. There were 2 Yellow Jackets down there. Both went to the floor. The basket counts. And Garrity makes it a 59-56 lead for Trenton. He now has 28 points this evening. 6 for 6, 5 for 5 from the free throw line here in the fourth quarter. 59-56. That one brought the fans to their feet. Yellow Jacket fans anticipating player control foul. Trenton fans getting a break on it, and a 3-point play by Josh Garrity. So it's 60-56. This is Brett Johnson. On the wing, Andy Unlin. Johnson, 3-pointer, top of the key. Won't go. Rebound, Rich Schmokel with it. Fighting to get it out of there to Schlater. Schlater runs it, traveling! Schlater turned around, wanted to push it up court. Brett Johnson right there. They collided. Schlater ends up with a traveling call. Actually, Schlater took a step, couldn't put the ball to the floor because Johnson was right there. This is Gettinger in the corner. Andy Unlin, 3-pointer by Andy. Can't get it to go. Rebound, Johnson. Johnson puts it up along the baseline. There's a player control foul on Brett Johnson. 60-56. Trenton by 4. They have the basketball. 1:31 remaining. Well, I don't know for sure if this would be called an upset because Trenton is leading the number 2 team. Of course, without their top player, Dustin Unlin, being able to play at full strength might make a difference. Justin Schlater at it. Schlater top the key to Josh Garrity. He's the guy you do not want to foul. Garrity on the wing. Gets it inside. On the back. Mortensen got a hand on the back of Jed Rider. And Mortensen's up with a foul on the play. Mortensen collided with Andy Unlin. 4 fouls on Mike Mortensen. 60-56. Jed Rider to the free throw line. Rider with 13 points tonight. 3 for 6 from the free throw line. 64% free throw shooter during the season. Trenton by 4. 1-1 here for Jed Rider. Free throw good. Trenton by 5.
Aaron Trenton's been very accurate on the free throws. He's only missing 1 in the fourth quarter here out of about 9 attempts. So that's very important for them to make these free throws.
Trenton has led at every quarter stop. Leading it now 61-56. Second one on the way. Rider got them both. Couple of clutch free throws. He has 15 points. 62-56. Brett Johnson with it for the Yellow Jackets. Andy Unlin on the wing. Brett Johnson top of the key. Back to Andy Unlin. Unlin going baseline. Underneath. Fake. Got bottled up down there. 3 seconds.
Well, that really hurts Mohall, Aaron. They got the turnover, not get any shot. You know, no opportunity whatsoever.
1:08 remaining, fourth quarter of play. Timeout. Mohall leads it. Mohall trails Trenton 62-56. Back in 1 minute.
Save on your oil needs at your setting.
6. Rich Schmokel putting in a play for the Tigers. They have a 6-point lead. Schlater picked up by Johnson. Back to Schmokel. Unlin watching him. Schmokel dribbling ahead. Across the timeline. Newgard pursuing. Schmokel dishes off to Rider. Rider is fouled by Grant Gettinger. That was Josh Garrity, rather, fouled by Grant Gettinger. So Garrity goes back to the free throw line. He has had an outstanding evening.
Trent got the ball in the hands of the man if they wanted to. Is very, very effective tonight on the free throw line.
He's at 7 for 7 here in the fourth quarter, and he has 29 points. A couple of free throws here could make it look awfully tough for Mohall. Garrity hits the front of the rim, won't go. Rebound, Dustin Unland, so they're still down by 6. Grant Gettinger. Johnson, three-pointer, won't go. Rebound, fought for. Unland fighting for it. Newgard fighting for it. And let's see who the foul's going to be on. I think Rich Schmokel ended up with a foul on the play. So Newgard goes to the free throw line. DJ Newgard, 1 for 2 from the free throw line tonight for the Yellow Jackets. Schmokel has fouled out. He ends up with 2 points tonight, and he had 6 rebounds. Mike Mortensen coming in now for Benji Jones. Down to the last 48 seconds. Newgard shooting a 1-and-1. They can ill afford to miss these. Trailing 62-56, good. 62-57, a 5-point lead for the Trenton Tigers. Andy Unland's going to be coming in for Newgard as soon as he's done shooting. Newgard's second one on the way. Front of the rim, won't go. Rebound, Dustin Unland, back shot, missed it. Battle for the rebound.
I think we got a foul on Dustin here.
And Dustin's going to get the foul. Dustin going strong to the boards, not giving up on it. Ends up with a foul on the play. Perhaps a little frustrated that he can't get the shot down. And I would say under normal circumstances, Dustin would be hitting those shots.
Yeah, it was just a 5-footer, Aaron, and he's usually automatic with those.
Looks like he's been shooting a little strong on the shots down low. Probably difficult. You feel a little weak, and then you try to compensate.
Yeah.
Ryder has 15 points. Free throw good. 16 points for Jed Ryder. 63-57. Trenton by 6 with 45 seconds remaining. Again, Ryder's free throw, short. Rebound, Dustin Unland. Outlets here to Brett Johnson. Couple 3-pointers, and we're tied. Johnson's driving the lane. Left-handed shot, good. Brett Johnson, 63-59. Johnson now with 24 points. Inbounded to Schlater, fouled by Brett Johnson. 33 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter of play. We're going back to the free throw line. Trenton by 4, 63-59. A couple of big free throws coming up here for the Trenton Tigers. With 33 seconds left, well, Trenton last year was number 3 out of District 16. They took care of number 2, Mohall. Free throw, won't go. Rebound, Dustin Unland. Free throw was missed by Jason Schlater. This is Brett Johnson. Mohall trails by 4. Andy Unland on the wing. Johnson, top of the key. Schlater almost picked it off. Johnson to Unland. Andy Unland with a 50-footer. Got it. His first 2 tonight. It's a 2-point game. Timeout, Mohall. 63-61. 20 seconds left on the clock. Andy Unland with his first field goal of the evening. That was a big one, pulling the Yellow Jackets within 2. We're going to keep it right here. Trenton with the basketball, leading at 63-61. With 20 seconds left, trying to pull off a miracle, the same as they did last year when they ousted Mohall from the regional tournament. When the Yellow Jackets, though, number 2 ranked in the state of North Dakota, 2 losses all year long, both to Bishop Ryan, but playing with Dustin Unland, who obviously is not at full strength here tonight. And probably just a major effort to Dustin just to be able to put some time in and play in this game.
And you got to take your hat off to him, Aaron, for coming out and giving the effort and doing all he can.
Dustin will be putting pressure on the inbounds pass. 63-61. Trenton by 2. They're inbounding it against full court pressure. Looking to put it in play, Garrity. Garrity bounces it, it's free. Schmokel lost it. Picked up. Kept alive coming down court. We're going to have a foul on Grant Gettinger. Boy, if the Mohall player had turned around there on the wing, he'd have picked that ball off. But he had his back turned to the play, and that enabled Trenton to keep it alive. Mike Mortensen is coming in. Stephen Schilling coming in, or rather Andy Unland and Mike Mortensen coming in. And at the free throw line is Jason Halverson. Halverson has 4 points tonight. He has not shot free throws. He's shooting a 1-and-1. 16 seconds left. Halverson's free throw. Back in the rim. Won't go. Ball tipped around. Mortensen with the rebound. And we have a foul on Andy Unland.
I don't know where that even came from, Aaron. I didn't even see that.
Well, I thought Andy Unland was in position to get the rebound on that play. He had it knocked away from him by behind, and he ends up with a foul. fairly maybe pushed off to get that rebound position.
That's 5 on Andy, too.
And Andy is out. 2 points, 3 rebounds tonight for Andy Unland. Benji Jones in the game. And the man at the free throw line is Josh Garrity. He is 7 for 8 from the free throw line tonight. 29 points for Garrity. He has been excellent. Free throw up, good! Mohall's going to need a three-pointer now, providing Garrity misses this free throw. 30 points for Josh Garrity. 64-61. Garrity's free throw on the way. 65-61. 16 seconds left. Going to take a couple of baskets. Brett Johnson. Johnson driving the lane, finds the lane, puts it up, rolls around, won't go. Rebound, Dustin Unland, try to get it back up. Foul inside. 65-61. Well, that'll put Mohall at the free throw line. Dustin Unland there. It stops the clock. A couple of free throws. Get a turnover, but Trenton's going to take a timeout. 8 seconds left. Trenton leading at 65-61. Dustin Unland will be at the free throw line. He's 0 for 2 from the line tonight with 4 points. He's going to take a timeout here. We'll be back right after this commercial. 8 seconds left.
If not, Aaron, Mohall's got to look to fall right away. They can't let any time burn off the clock.
Josh Garrity has 31 points here this evening. Dustin Unland with 4 points. He didn't get in the game until the third quarter.
So far, Dustin's 0 for 2 tonight at the line.
6 points for Unland. A couple of big free throws here for the senior. First one short. And the rebound, but I think we're shooting a pair here. Brett Johnson went after that one. Dustin will now shoot one. They took a second off the time clock here. For some reason, I think when Brett Johnson got the rebound, the official moved the clock. Ticked down from 8 seconds to 7 seconds, so they're going to have to put some time back on the clock. And it's going to be a timeout. Now, Dustin's missed 3 free throws.
It's a little bit evident when Dustin's shooting his free throws that, you know, something's amiss here. He don't have the strength or the confidence or something isn't right.
8 seconds left. This one on the way by Dustin. A little short, but got a good roll, got it down. So it's a 3-point game. 65-62, Garrity. Garrity in the backcourt. He's going to be fouled quickly by Benji Jones. But Josh Garrity with 31 points tonight. We got to try to figure out here, Mike, what he's got for free throws if we can. He has a ton of them.
He's 16 for 18.
16 for 18 from the free throw line. 31 points. And he's back at the free throw line again. Only missed twice here tonight. On the way. They missed this one. Rebound, Dustin Unland. 7 seconds. Mohall could tie it with a three-pointer. 4 seconds. Johnson, top of the key, launches a three-pointer. Down low, Mortensen. Field goal, but it's over. All they could get was a rebound and a two-pointer. And it's over. The Trenton Tigers advance to beat the Granada Gophers in semifinal action on Monday night. The final score, Trenton 65, Mohall 64. A tough night tonight for the number 2 ranked Mohall Yellow Jackets. Again, they came into this game hampered with Dustin Unland unable to play. He did not play in the first half, played quite a bit actually in the second half, but you can see he was affected by the virus and still weak. And it's just a tough break for the Mohall Yellow Jackets. Your heart has to go out to Coach Dave Shook. Comes to this point in the season, 20-2, ranked number 2 in the states in Class B basketball action. Coming into the region tournament and get hit by the virus. Of course, Dustin wasn't himself in the district as well. He was battling it there. Played well against Bishop Ryan in the championship game, but obviously wasn't totally himself. And again, really affected here tonight, but you have to give the young man credit. He got into the game, and I think his presence did inject some life into this Mohall Yellow Jacket team, but was just not enough, and you have to give the Trenton Tigers credit. They kept pecking away, wouldn't give up the lead. Mohall kept trying to get back in the game. 31 points for Josh Garrity tonight. He had 16 of 19 free throws tonight. The 6'3 senior has had himself a stellar evening. So Trenton will move on to play Granora. Bishop Ryan will play the first game on Monday night at 6:30 against Tioga. And Trenton plays Granora. We have 3 District 16 teams in the semifinals. along with District 15 and number 1 ranked Bishop Ryan on Monday night. Well, we'll take a timeout here. Be back in a minute.